King's Indian, and he played it against the world champ himself.
What do you think of that, James? It's very risky because
It is
it's a strategically tough opening, but it's Danya's bread and butter.
That's right. It is. And I think, he's going to go with his best. And I would do the same thing. I would go with my absolute best. What I like, in fast time control is best, right? Because fast time controls is different, in a classical game, like this might be tougher, way tougher to play this opening with the black pieces. But here, time is low. Things can happen. And his King's Indians are very sharp. You know how he plays them. He knows the ins and outs. So I think it's a good practical choice.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think that for Danya, he really does not want to lose this game, both personally and for the team. Magnus Carlsen on a bit of a rampage right now. If you could slow him down, that would be great for your team's chances. Heading into this round, the chess bras were up 5-3. So if Danya can at least draw against Magnus and the rest of the team could score some points, they'll be right back in this. But the problem with the King's Indian is this is not a tactical King's Indian where you have F5 in. It's a positional one. And his bishop on G7, not the best piece, at least for the time being. And look at Danya go. Queen A5. I'm already looking. Can I play Rook B1 and B4 or A3 and B4?
Right.
Should I take the time to defend this pawn on E4 because it is under attack as the knight C3 is pinned?
Danya's standpoint, he has knight takes E4 definitely coming. So knight to G3. Okay, cool. Defends it. Understandable.
Does black send it here? Is it one of those positions where you just toss your pawn up the board? I don't like B5 because bishop takes C4. You got to take with the pawn. And then...
that's the pawn annoying part. B5 looks so nice, though. So King's Indian-esque. So maybe go bishop D7 to play B5.
Yeah, bishop D7 seems calmer. I feel like there's some Grishuk game. Maybe it's Hikaru against Grishuk that was in this type of position. And I think white can play Rook B1 now and B4. It might have been from the Grand Prix, the FIDE Grand Prix that Hikaru won to qualify for the candidates.
Wow. You play bishop D7 too as well. Bishop D7, just trying to play this B5 move.
James.
B1, there it is. I actually do control the sort of the pawn break of F5. I can play F4. I have an open file now, open B file. Slightly, but you could argue that black actually could be slightly better from a human standpoint.
I like what you're saying. And I think for Magnus, at some point, he may consider the move C4 because in the end game, or at least in the queenless position, the king can happily sit in the center. The bishop on G7 is the worst minor piece on the board, whereas the bishop on E3 is healthy and staring in both directions. So I do like this position for Magnus. I think his minor pieces are better. He has more space, but it's a solid position for black. And the move G5, it does allow Danya at the right moment to open up some of his pieces. But look at Magnus confidently pressing forward here, saying, go for F6. I'm not worried about that move in the slightest. I'll just play H4 and reinforce my pawn.
In the center here, again, that bishop is extremely bad. You take with the pawn here. Look at the dark square bishop. We have an H file that's open. I think it's a clear plan for white. Try to double on the H file, exactly. Maybe bishop H3, get rid of it.
Right? Is it just, it can move around like this, but it's not going anywhere. If this bishop were on C5, I can cheat and do that. Woo! Now we're talking. White would be happy.
Right.
Black would be happy, rather. But that bishop cannot get out. Your pawns are all in the way. So Danya, you might just be playing safe chess and say, you're not going to make any progress. There are no queens on the board. There's no checkmating attack. I can always slide my bishop back. Where is this knight going? Where is Magnus's knight aiming for? Is it this square? Is it this square? And maybe F4? Many questions to answer.
That's actually correct. I'm trying to figure out what is his plan. F4 will probably be a huge. It's just a huge blunder. Why would you? We can open up the position. King in the center. The pawn on E4 will be hanging. The bishop's nice now. So F4 will be a fatal blunder. Right.
So the bishop on G7, clearly the worst piece. Magnus trying to improve his knight. Danya trying to improve his as well. And I don't think knight C5 is a good move here. I would snap that off immediately. I wouldn't even take a second to think. You play knight C5, I take it.
I take it.
You take with the D pawn. I have a passed pawn. It's protected.
Right.
And you played knight C5. Wow. Okay, let's see if Magnus grabs that, because if you take with the B pawn, an open B file should be good for the rook, though the F2 pawn maybe is a little bit tender. His rook can always slide up one square to defend. I really like Magnus' position, but I also feel like Danya is solid here.
He's definitely solid. Yeah, there's no break through this. He's definitely very solid, and I like this about Danya's position. Very great choice or something. I was looking, I was like, how is it? You didn't even move yet, right? So it's I think it's very equal, very nice.
This bishop is so strong. I think I see why Magnus did not take the knight. It's protecting G5. It's protecting F2. So there's no threats anywhere in the position because the bishop holds everything down.
The position is saying that. What is this eval bar talking about? Is it
Yeah, I'm
really that
wondering the
bad?
same thing. Because
It's
if you take this
interesting.
knight ever, this g5 pawn is in some trouble. So I'm wondering where the tactics are. You see the eval bar being this high, there must be some winning
What
tactics.
the
If
heck is this?
let's analyze a little bit here,
Let me
and if
check.
bishop takes knight is like
Right. Is
rook
it that?
takes,
Okay, so it is
but is
bishop
it?
takes.
It might be knight takes d6, like something like this.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, it is. Oh my
it's
goodness. It's mate.
it's mate. The two rooks
It's
by
mate.
themselves with this pawn.
Yo,
Checkmate the
get out of
king.
here. It's gross.
I guess king f6 only move and rook f8 is easy. Check and
Mate.
mate. Thank you very much.
Bro.
Oh my gosh. So the
Dang.
threat is you take this knight, you then go and take this d6 pawn. Oh gosh, the
Oh
position
man,
just
and you
falls
lose the rook.
apart.
I was wondering, like, what if he takes with the pawn then? What if he takes with like the B pawn? You still do knight d6. What if he takes with the C pawn then?
There's no c pawn.
I mean, sorry, D pawn. B takes C. B takes DC. What if he takes the C pawn? Wow, yeah, that one's a new one. That's a new move.
Oh,
But no,
wait.
take. Oh, he took with the rook. Yeah. What was DC? Was DC wrong too?
I think DC, you just go f4, and after it takes e5.
Oh, E5. Jesus, bro. That's just. Yeah, that's a wrap. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality, and we see how strong those pawns would be in the center. And whoa, Magnus
Oh, he
plays
played
f4.
F4. Yeah, I mean, steal. Yeah,
Is he going to play knight takes d6 next? Or knight d4, knight to e6, something like that?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Found this breakthrough here. Breakthrough here.
Wait, but he takes. Look at
Yeah, he
that.
took on
Magnus
D6.
Carlsen is so good that he could have taken on d6 right away, and he says, let me throw in f4 just to free up my next pawn, just in case I need it.
Jeez, now he pushes the pawn through. That is gross, man. Knight to D6 is on the board. Man, he was holding like a beast, bro. I mean, I thought he was gonna get a draw. I'm not even gonna lie here. I really thought this was going to be a draw.
Not
Get a very
anymore.
solid position.
Yeah, but the pass pawns now are too strong, and Danya knows it. The good news for Danya, even if he goes down in this game, is his Cobra teammates are doing quite well. I see a Wonder Liang is taking down Orientari. That's huge news for the Cobra fans because
Back and forth.
if the chess bros scored enough points in this round, the match would be over, but they're not going to get to that 3.5 that gives a fourth and final game. And we see Magnus Carlsen top right, his pawns reaching e6. The next pawn can go to d6, and the pawns are going to keep rolling up the board. I think that this one's just about done with. Meanwhile, I see Arena Crush. She's about to make a draw against Razvan Perotu. So that leaves a Wonder Liang to the task of taking down Orientari.
Yeah, it's tough here. What is that? I mean, that's like I don't even know what the match score is. It's like, oh, he's winning. No, they're winning over here. What is it's back and forth? They're swinging on each other, and it's a draw there. Razvan got a draw. Nice.
Yeah,
that's nice. Okay, did they split this round?
I think actually the Cobras are going to take it if because Brent Jacobson won for the Cobras, and if Wonder Liang is able to win his game, and he does have a huge advantage against Orientari, he's up in exchange for no compensation. That one's over. Then the Cobras will take round 3, 2.5 to 1.5.
Okay, all right, Chad. It's a lot going on here. Yeah, he's down a piece now.
If you take this, then King G7. All right, there's some hope with the passed pawns over here. So Magnus just says, yeah, no play for you.
The G4 pawn.
No, not even a check. The knight covers the check over here.
Rook takes B6. Yeah.
Oh, and it's going back this way.
2 seconds. 1 second. He moves. 2 seconds. Yeah, it's no time.
And if Rook F7, there's Rook takes H7. Oh, gross.
Oof.
Magnus Carlsen. Just a bully at this point. Poor Danya. I feel for him. And after Rook's trade, the knight is able to come back and stop the pawn. The Rook goes up, but now you're just down a minor piece for no compensation. So this one is all Magnus Carlsen, and I think Danya's about to resign in a couple turns.
Tough for Danya. Tough for him. We get a big raid from James Marriott. Thanks for the raid here. Wow. Huge raid. Thanks for the raid, James Marriott. Yeah.
Love that. Love to see the new fans coming in, watching this action. You're probably your favorite educator, Daniel Naroditsky. He is. Oh my gosh, another fork. Magnus just goes for every tactic in the position. Danya has to resign. He'll learn from the game, but Magnus Carlsen is a monster. He has not stopped in the Pro Chess League thus far.